How we doing, Strike Force fans? This is the Late Night Squid, and I've got 4 words for you. Hail to the king. Today, I'm going to be giving you a Kingpin guide to show you how to make the most out of your character. So I've seen lots of comments in Global. I've had alliance mates tell me that they can't really seem to get any action out of their Kingpin, that he just stands there, that he doesn't seem to be doing anything, and they want to know what they're doing wrong. What I think the problem is that most people are trying to go by that protector tag. They see protector and they expect the Kingpin to take hits. They expect the Kingpin to be taunting and for him to be doing normal tank stuff. But if you think about the Kingpin in the Marvel Comics universe, he doesn't do that. The Kingpin is responsible for some of the greatest villain team-ups ever, some of the biggest heists, but you never see him getting his hands dirty until the very end, until there is no other option left. The Kingpin is more than willing to use money, influence, extortion, anything he can to accomplish his means without actually doing the work himself. Matter of fact, many times the Kingpin looks innocent until they finally unravel the problem and see that the Kingpin was responsible. If you try to think of the Kingpin in these regards, then he's very similar to what the comic book character is portrayed at. The Kingpin would drive a dump truck full of flaming cash at a problem if he thought it would fix it. That would be him buying gear, buying weaponry, your buff skills, basically. The Kingpin doesn't really care about his minions or anything. They're hired goons. They're meant to be between him and the firepower. So there's his minions taunting, taking the hit for your team. I don't care if a minion takes an ultimate attack, because it's not my team. I don't have to worry about it later on. And when the going gets tough, the Kingpin can really put out the damage. I'd mentioned earlier that the Kingpin doesn't really like to get his hands dirty, and in that respect, the Mastermind skill is perfect for him. The Mastermind skill gives you up to a 20% chance for any villain on your team to get an assist attack from a teammate. This could add up pretty quickly. If you think about it, if you have all 5 villains on your team as a starting lineup, then you're almost guaranteed a single assist chance. So every 2 turns that your entire team took, you would be taking an extra hit. Combine this with effects like slow, Kingpin's extra minions, throw in another summoner that's summoning more villains, and you end up with a massive chain effect of extra attacks. The assist also does not stack with they're all independent. Every assist chance is independent. So if you're fighting with characters like Nebula, who's a villain, this assist chance won't stack with her passive. She gets an extra chance to attack on top of this Mastermind skill. The Kingpin himself gets an extra chance to get an assist off of this Mastermind skill whenever he uses his basic attack or his ultimate attack, and we'll go into that a little bit more. So the Kingpin's ultimate skill, Boss's Orders, is what most people seem to know him for in Marvel Strike Force. It gives a full team defense up. This could be 10 people, counting all your summoned minions between summoners. It also gives up to 5 people as an offense up buff. This is huge. To top it off, the Kingpin doesn't waste an attack by doing this. He actually gets an assist chance from this, plus his Mastermind skill has a chance to go off, both of which could end up getting an extra attack in on the opponent. I just flashed on screen a loading screen from the game that says assist attacks and counter attacks are only 50% effective, But after you've used this skill, any character with the offense up buff is actually going to be taking more advantage of their offense up buff. They gain this in addition to their 50% reduced attack. So they're actually dealing about 75% of their total base damage. It's still better than nothing, and it makes these offense up buffs much more effective. Every counter attack can take effect of these. Every assist attack benefits from these offense up buffs. This is a huge tide turner for a team that might be losing. They're not going to be taking nearly as much damage, and they're going to be putting out in a whole lot more, combined with his assists from the Mastermind passive. Believe me, this is a very powerful skill and something that you're going to want to use judiciously. You likely won't get a second chance to use it in a regular round or something like that. You may be able to use it for some of the longer raid fights a second time, but more than likely at that point you're going to want to save it for the next fight in a raid. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about the Crime Lord skill. This one is his minion summoning skill. These minions say 100% of health. I don't know what that means. They're all pretty weak. But they do start putting out some pretty decent damage. And this damage is based off of the Kingpin's basic attack. So the higher you can get the Kingpin's basic attack, the more damage these guys are going to be doing when they finally come up. One thing I want you to remember about these minions though, they're taunters. They are meant to die. They're disposable heroes. Think of them as disposable heroes. And if they make it through the first round where they're not taunting anymore, then you get more chances to do more damage with his Mastermind skill, with the minion damage, and chances to alternate taunt with them. And that's what I'd recommend. If they get a second chance to taunt, you only taunt with one per round at a time. This way, people aren't killing off your entire taunting force. Combine these guys with a defense up buff, and they are actually pretty tanky. Just remember, don't use single target heals with minions. You'll end up healing a minion every time, and you'd rather heal a named character whenever possible. The Kingpin's basic attack, Batter, is a pretty non-flashy skill. It doesn't look like it has a lot going on for it. But I want you to remember that these assist chances are independent of his Mastermind skill of other characters' assist chances. Kingpin could get several assist attacks from this one single skill going off. The Kingpin would run out to attack, then another character would follow up, followed by another character. And if any of these guys have offense up on them, they're all going to be doing a lot more damage. Here we're going to see the Batter skill in action. Now, the Kingpin attacks first, then he actually gets an assist from the Batter skill from Nobu here, followed by a Mastermind assist. 3 attacks from 1 attack. I'd like to take just a moment to answer a few common Kingpin questions that I've had. The first one that I get a lot is, what teams do I use with the Kingpin? I always tell people, try to go villain heavy. You want that Mastermind bonus activating as much as possible. You need those assist attacks. Each one is about a half turn extra damage compared to what the other team's getting for you. So you want plenty of those assist attacks. And to help you get more of those, I'd actually recommend using speed control. Quake is great for this. I know she's not a villain, but she can slow the entire team and give the Kingpin, who's already slow, plenty of time to start doing his work. Another great pairing with the Kingpin, and you'll see me use this in a lot of my videos, is actually other summoners. Yondu is really easy to get, and the Kingpin and Yondu can start producing massive turn control. When you have 7, 8, 9 characters on the board and the other enemy team only has 1, 2, even 5 characters to 7, you're going to start winning. You're going to start seeing more turns show up. And then it has a cascade effect with the additional mastermind assists. Remember that currently Nobu and Yondu, the only available summoners, summon villain minions. This gives you lots more villains on a team. So even if you can't run villains heavy on a Kingpin's team, summoners will help you get that number up. That way you get lots more assists and are much more effective. Kingpin is all about turn domination, and this is the way to go with him. But remember not to worry too much about his own minions. They are there to take a hit and die. If they make it to the next round, then you can start thinking of them more as a turn domination type strategy. Another common question is, how can I use my Kingpin as a protector? The short answer is you cannot. The Kingpin summons are pretty squishy right now. They take about 1, maybe 2 hits and they die. Use your summons as disposable heroes. Think about them as just something to take a block. To that end, don't summon them if you think that a character is about to use an area effect attack. This will just waste the summon. Basically, you want to wait until after the Kingpin has already used his buff before you even think about summoning his minions. If the minions do manage to make it to the second turn, then you end up with a bit more flexibility in their use. They actually start adding turns to your count so that you can start dominating the opponents. When their taunts come up again, alternate their taunts. Only have 1 minion taunt at a time. This way you're more sure to get somebody being hit that you would like to be hit. I'm going to say this about the Kingpin one more time because I think this is so important to understand. The Kingpin is a very slow character. Many of his skills take more energy than other characters. To summon, for example, he takes 1 more energy than either Nobu or Yondu. That combined with his already slow character speed mean you're not going to be putting out lots of things with the Kingpin. But he's the boss. He doesn't need to do stuff. He delegates. He gets the team to assist. He increases the number of attacks that you get. He keeps your team alive for a bit longer, and he makes sure that you start dominating either by assist attacks or by actually having extra people on the field. Eventually, he does need a good setup though. Speed control or speed ups help out immensely with this. Also, Kingpin always pairs well with other summoners. This allows you, combined with the speed control, to get lots more turns than the other team. Vitally important for keeping your minions alive, keeping the damage on your team low, and keeping your team's damage up. I'm going to finish up here and just let some video roll with Kingpin and Nobu. That way you can see a little bit of the summoner team action here. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is the Late Night Squid. Hail to the King.